When we build our self-storages, or any project for that matter, we're really looking to build something that is very distinctive and unique in the marketplace, focusing on the best possible customer experience. My name is Ryan Lorenzini. I'm with the Claremont Companies. We are self-storage and multifamily developers. Historically, we're home builders. This company was started in 1985 by my father. In the last 10 years or so, we've been heavily focused on self-storage construction, and we've built 4 facilities in Northern California, actively searching more sites, and we're actually about to start construction on a new site in Concord next month.
I'm Larry Damato. I'm founder and proprietor of DAI General Contracting. We build self-storage facilities for the last 20 years from all over California and even in Arizona.
When we set out to design a new self-storage project, we try to put together the best possible team to accomplish those goals, and we think we've done that with our recent project in Hercules. We knew we had a fantastic site, and so we looked at the market, we looked at what was there already, and for the most part, this is an older market in terms of the existing product. We have about 3.5 acres to work with. We knew to maximize the density on that site, we would probably need a multi-story component, which we have. So that particular building has 3 single-story buildings, and it also has a 3-story component. Several drive-up units, because people in this market still really like drive-ups, and I think that's true in a lot of markets. But the 3-story building, it's a big bulk of the square footage, and so we wanted to make sure that when, to really enhance that customer experience, we needed to make it so that when people came there, it was easy for them to get to those upstairs units.
I think what's important with any project that you do is that, coming back to that team analysis, the Claremont Company is engaged probably the premier architect in our industry, and he assembled behind him a very good design team. I think one of the things that's unique about it is it stands up really proud. If you are anywhere in the city, it's viewable from almost any angle. Those curved routes are not easy to do, number one, but it gives the project an identity, almost automatic. And obviously the Claremont Companies, all their projects have that distinction, and it's really attractive, and it was a challenge. It's a real nice blend of materials too. You have nice masonry, you have plaster, you have a lot of steel, you have different types of roof. We have standing seam on the single stories and TPO on the 3-story. So there's a number of elements that were well thought out long before we put a shovel in the ground. We were fortunate to be a part of that. Kind of cutting that up from the very beginning. The Claremont Companies brought us in probably, 4 months before we started? Yeah. And we started having meetings and going through the drawings and figuring out the challenges before they came to us. So it's a really unique experience as a contractor.
In addition to that, we wanted to have the most technologically advanced facility in the market. So we went out to Hummingbird, using Hummingbird software, which allows people to actually, on their smartphone, rent a unit, verify their identity, sign their rental agreements, and actually get access to the facility instantly through a program called No-Key Smart Access, which is an access control system. In fact, I think I've been looking at the numbers. We've rented something like 10% of our rentals have been after hours, after office hours, people moving in on their own. So it's really working. I mean, we've been fortunate enough to build 4 of these now. And so I think with every project you learn something. What we've learned is that the technological aspect is huge, especially in recent years. I think the sky's the limit when it comes to the technology, and so it's really a matter of, like we kind of touched on this, in terms of the construction being able to support that. When we set out to build this, we looked at everything. We said, hey, can we do this? How much is it going to cost to put these smart locks on every door? And how much is it going to cost to have this camera system? How much is it going to cost to have this software? And so you look at those costs, and ultimately it was not a problem. And I think people in the market will pay a premium for that. And so in this market in Hercules, we're easily the most technologically advanced storage facility by far, and people recognize it, and we're able to charge premium prices. Our aim was to build something that was outstanding and distinctive and setting itself apart, and so that all, it's a combination of fantastic design, which starts with the architect, and then the GC, working with subcontractors like MakoRabco to get that done, and then the technology, working with those partners, and I think we accomplished it, and so we're really proud of it, and we're able to lead the market.
To be honest with you, the Noki system, I don't know that there's a more efficient building in California running that system right now, and we do a lot of them.
If you want to have a product that is distinctive and that differentiates itself in the market, you need to have the right team. For us, building a self-storage, partnering with partners like DAI Construction and with MakoRabco, that was huge. And without partners like that, I don't think we could have been as successful as we were.
Keyword right there too is partner. Not a lot of clients consider their subcontractors, and that's the environment that we got to build in. It was more of a partnership than a project.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Getting a project out of the ground is a very challenging effort, and you want to have the best possible team behind you. That's why we approached someone like DAI, Larry over here, and who's got tons of experience, and we're leaning on him all the way through this. It's not, we have experience too, so we're bringing our knowledge to the table. He's bringing his knowledge to the table.
It was a really nice blend.
Absolutely.
It was because they do have a lot in a product that I had no idea about, and there's elements of their product on this project that I got to learn stuff from too. And like Ryan said, you know what you know, and if you think that's all there is, then you're wrong. Yeah. Because Ryan knows a lot more about this industry in his sector than I do, for sure. And so there's things that Ryan's going to do that I might not think are important. He does. I got to do them.
I have one other thing, which was you gotta, and I say this all the time, you have to understand your market. What's the existing supply? What's the demand? You have to understand that. What are your rents going to be? Too many people run into these things thinking they're going to get rents that are unrealistic. Understanding the market, doing the market studies and doing the underwriting, all of that is so important.
It's not a cookie cutter business. It really isn't. And in my experience, I built quite a few that have gone back to the bank because they didn't do the kind of things that Ryan's talking about right now. And I got to say one thing about that site. It was a difficult site, but it also there's most of the developers would have ran from that site. I'm not kidding. But the end result is it is a crown. It sits atop that slope, and the visibility is tremendous, and it's got its real special identity for that town. And
yeah, the community really met that project with a huge deal of acceptance. We couldn't be more proud. When I'm out there, I see the customers, and the customers are so impressed with that facility. And to me, that's just, the biggest affirmation is when I see our customers and how happy they are. So, absolutely.